Hey everyone, my name is Evan Riddick. I'm the Public Safety Chair for the Philadelphia Youth Commission, and welcome to the Conscious Party.
Okay. Greetings. This episode of the Conscious Party, we're here with Miss Alandra Abrams. And Alandra and I go back a few years to Tilden Middle School, my first school that I actually taught at, and you're still there?
I'm still there, 22 years later, and I'm still there.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about some of the projects and some of the things that you're involved in.
Okay, at Tilden Middle School, officially I'm the music teacher in music technology, so I do a lot with students with music. I have general music classes, I teach a guitar class, a keyboard class, I have 2 choirs that I teach there, and drum and drill team, and I also coach track, and I just finished the basketball season, my first time doing that. But I do whatever I can to make myself available for our students at Tilden Middle School. And outside of Tilden, I'm a part of the Cops and Kids program at the 12th District.
Okay. Now, how do you find the time for all this?
I don't know. It's just a blessing from God, I guess. He just, I like going, and even at nighttime, I'm thinking about what I can do different or better to reach another child that I may not have reached through some of the things that I'm doing. And my presence, I know that my presence makes a difference with my children, students that I teach.
Okay.
And I want to be able to reach students in any way possible, by all means.
All right. Now, what created your love of basically working with young people?
My mother said I was doing that as a child. I was a little teacher going around.
Okay.
Always had kids around me, and I always loved working with children. It's been my passion. And I had the opportunity not to be in an urban school, but to be in a better school. But I chose this because I saw where I was making a difference in kids and how I was able to create and change lives and give them opportunities and choices that they wouldn't necessarily have. My personal children went to a very good music magnet school. And in that school, they had every opportunity to be greater than what they were. And I wanted to make sure that our urban children had those same opportunities. I really couldn't see myself sending my own children to a music magnet school and having opportunities, and I'm a music teacher, and not be able to afford those same things.
Okay. And one of the connections that we had my first year when I met was that, you know, I saw you doing a whole lot extra for the students. You were taking them on trips outside of the city, exposing them to a lot of different things. How can more people become like active in actually engaging the youth?
I really think it's important that they are active and engaged in youth. Unfortunately, it has to be your passion. It has to be something that you want. You can't just say, I'm a teacher. Everybody can take that title teacher and take home a paycheck, but it has to be past that. It has to be where you see past your own needs and you see how you can make a difference. If that's what your desire is, then that's what you go after. It's not something that everybody can do. Everybody doesn't have that. Some people want to just get in, do what they have to do, and leave. But I'm not satisfied with that. I'm not satisfied with just coming in and saying that I put in my hours and I'm ready to leave. And most time I don't even leave on time. 6:30, I'm walking out with the custodians at the end of the day. But it's so important that we take on that role because parents can't do but so much. And in this society where we have mostly parents are working and children don't have the same opportunities that we may have when we were younger, where your parents were there and they supported you and everything. And a lot of times it's not because they don't want to, sometimes they just can't. So we have to step in and be that buffer and that one to enable those children to go a little bit further and to encourage them.
Right. Yeah, and one of the things that I did notice is that when I first started working with children is that you have to be real. If you are not, if you don't have that compassion for them, they're going to feel it, and no matter how good a teacher you are, you're not really going to connect. Okay, they will give you that little bit of extra, and in addition, I call it respect when they ask you questions. Questions that maybe you may hope that they ask their parents, but they will come to you because they understand that you do have that empathy for them. So tell me a little bit about your ministry.
Okay, yeah. Well, at my church, I played my trumpet, and I had a pocket trumpet, and then I have a bigger trumpet. But I've been playing that for years. I actually, French horn was my major, but I changed over to trumpet because it was a louder piece to play with the group. So I perform with them, and when we travel, when we go to conventions, I perform with them. We all, GMAC, I don't know whether you heard of that, that's a gospel group. I perform with them occasionally. And any opportunity I get to play with my children, I will play with my children also. I do the radio broadcast at our church. We're on Gospel Highway 11.
Okay.
And then I do the video ministry. And this is something that I took on myself. It wasn't like it was something they asked me to do, but I saw where we're going into the 21st century, and we needed to get our broadcast out, and I wanted to make sure that it was perfected and better. So I took it on, which meant that I took on the cost of it too.
Okay.
Which was my giving part. I give to the church by doing this, supplying the things that need, so that the ministry is run well.
All right. So how can people support some of the work that you're doing? How can they contact you, or what are some of the programs that they can contact to engage with you?
They can actually go to my ALA19530@AOL.com if they really are interested. At this time, because of our internet we'll talk about later that happened, I actually have a GoFundMe page up now to help get some more supplies that I need to keep the programs that I do going. I also have a community gospel choir that meets the first and the third Saturdays. And we're always looking for extra singers or anybody that wants to be a part of that. And that's all ages, all ages.
No, I didn't leave that alone.
It's okay. Somebody told me I could teach a dog to sing.
Okay.
So, if you want to sing and if you have that desire, I will train you.
Okay.
And matter of fact, there was a song that I just wrote called All I Want Is You. And we took a small group into the studio about 2.5 weeks ago to actually do a demo of that song. And we decided to call that small group the multi-generation. Because it's the mixed generation.
All right.
And the youngest person is 8 is on the album, and the oldest person is probably 60 or 70.
Okay.
So it's definitely a big gap, but that's one of the things that we're in the process of doing is releasing that single and getting it out there. And of course, some of my former students that are a part of it that decided they wanted to follow me even after they finished at Tilden, they still follow me and they still want to be a part of my life. That in itself speaks volumes when students don't want to leave you.
Right.
And I feel good about that. I really feel happy about that. And you talked about the trips that we take with that I took with the kids. I remember one year, and it's my success story that I always tell. We had a student that went to Tilden, and none of the teachers could really understand him. That's the best way to put it.
Okay.
And they really didn't want him to be a part of the choir. They didn't want him to do anything. To me, he was a big, for those back in our day, baby Huey. So he was playful, but I knew that even though he was a big kid, he still was
a kid.
A kid.
Right.
And so he became a part of the choir, and we went to Chicago that year, and he wanted to go. And they didn't want him to go, and they said the only way he would go is if he could get somebody that was an adult to go with him. So we found his older sister went with us. And we had an opportunity to talk that 15 hours on the bus, and he talked about how he didn't want to be like this. His mother was sick, he had a brother in jail, and he wanted to be somebody. And he just felt like it was these obstacles in front of him, but I encouraged him that whole trip. To make a long story short, he ended up graduating from Tilden. He went to a very good high school. He ended up being on the choir there because the principal would call me and ask me if I had any students that I wanted to send to her school. And he went there. He ended up being a part of the choir. He ended up being the captain of the football team and graduated valedictorian.
Okay.
And ended up in the Marines. So that's a success story.
Right.
Because this is somebody that I could have given up on like everybody else, but I saw something in him, and I saw potential, and I saw that little bit of good in him where he could be somebody if somebody just gave him the chance.
Right.
And I wanted to
And
do that.
I think it's very important that we never give up on students. In fact, my success story was about 2 years later. I was teaching high school, and I had a 9th grader, and he used to give it to me every day. The days I wasn't at school, he would draw pictures of me on the board. And when I came in the morning, I'd be like, oh my gosh, he was thinking about me yesterday. So one day, he was in 9th grade, it was about 2 years later, so he'd been like a junior. I was in Center City, and I saw him, and he hadn't seen me yet. So I was trying to be invisible because, you know, I don't play out in the streets, okay? So he runs up to me, he said, "Hey, Mr. Miller, how you doing?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm at Drexel Pre-Law," and, you know, he got it together, and, you know, I've been blessed to be able to follow him on Facebook and all. You know, he's a great father and a great person, but originally I had written him off. You know, I had in my mind, I had said, okay, the next time I read about this person,
it won't be good.
Right, it won't be good. So it's definitely important to keep an open mind. Now, one of the reasons why we wanted you to come on the Conscious Party show is so that people could support your GoFundMe efforts. You do a lot of good work, but the reason you started the page, there was something that happened. I'm going to kind of let you tell.
Well, because I use the equipment that I purchased myself in both places, I kind of transported back and forth. So when I left church, I had the audio equipment in the car, the cables, the tripod, my 2 trumpets, and a number of other things in my trunk. And I got a big bang at the door 1 o'clock in the morning, and I started not to answer, but I'm glad I did. It was one of my neighbors who had seen my bowling equipment sitting on the sidewalk, and he thought it was kind of strange. Well, someone broke into my car. They didn't take the bowling equipment, but they took all the necessary equipment that I need to run my programs between the church and between the school. And it's expensive equipment, and it's hard to come by. I mean, some of those items are things that I bought a little bit at a time, and when I got more money together, I would buy something else and to build up the repertoire. So it hurts that you don't have this equipment, and I really felt funny sitting in church not able to really effectively do the video ministry like I do. And we have a program that I started in the school called I Am My Brother's Keepers Project, and we videotape the kids as they're going through the process. They're in the process of writing their own book behind that, so it's basically based on their experiences. So we have an 8th grade class and a 5th grade class that work on this project. So because of that, that's put on hold for right now until I can gather up enough equipment to really get that part rolling again.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put your GoFundMe address under here so that people can contribute, you know, not just to replace the equipment, but also to support some of the trips and some of the other things that she does provide a lot for the youth. Okay, so I want to thank you for coming on to the Conscious Party show.
I appreciate you having me.
Definitely appreciate it, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
I'm Steve. Do you like what you're seeing? Would you like your message as part of the Conscious Party show? Well, send us your information. It's theconsciousparty@gmail.com.